Hello, my name is Jared Dumas. I want to welcome you to this video series, The Rebels Playbook, How to Defeat the Regime When the Republic is at Risk. This will be a multi-episode series exploring resistance movements through history and how they can be applied to our current situation here in America. As we find ourselves evolving through what is a less than normal political moment. I'm hoping that this will be something that will be valuable for people to help organize and figure out how we can restore our democratic norms here in this country. A little bit about me and my background. I am a high school social studies teacher. I teach history and government. I've done so for 20 years. I have a bachelor's degree in government. Not that a bachelor's degree is the end-all be-all, but certainly having an academic background in history and government helps me speak to this more honestly and more authentically. I'm also a student of history. I've studied American government and politics for over 40 years. I can remember watching the Iran-Iraq War on TV when I was like 5 in the early 80s. I've studied the German occupation of France. I actually spent time in France in college and learned a lot about that during my time there. I've also studied the Eastern Bloc revolutions in Poland and Romania, and have better understood how those folks are able to cast off despotism after 40 years of living behind the Iron Curtain. I'm a recovering political junkie. I'm very familiar with how campaigns operate, which you'll see in some of my other videos. I speak more specifically about our government system and how the parties do their business. I'm also just a very passionate supporter of democratic ideals like the rule of law and individual liberties. And I think that we're at a point in our lives right now where we need to step up and get involved, and that's what I'm here to do. So let's dive into this first chapter and talk about why resist. Trying to understand the moment that we're in, okay? Like I said, this is a series about resistance, what resistance is, when it becomes necessary, and how ordinary people like you and me can actually protect what our governments have failed to defend, okay? And I want you to understand this is not about left versus right. This is not Democrat versus Republican. This is about our democracy versus authoritarianism. It's much more fundamental. It's about freedom versus control. Okay, we are not in a normal political moment. I'm going to say that over and over. You're going to hear it in a lot of my videos, but that's really how I feel. We are in a constitutional crisis. Okay, it's not. It hasn't been very evident until very recently. As I'm recording this on June 13th, 2025, we have Marines in Los Angeles. We have the Secretary of Homeland Security saying that they are going to liberate Los Angeles from the socialists. Okay, this is occupation language, and I think it's totally fair to say that our democratic republic is on the verge of becoming a dictatorship. Okay. I don't say that lightly. I'm not a crackpot. I'm well educated. I'm intelligent, and I'm very scared for the future of our country. And it's in these moments that history teaches us we need to turn to resistance. We need to take extraordinary steps to prevent those more tyrannical elements within our country from grabbing a hold and taking control. Okay, so in chapter 2, we're going to talk about how the founders of our country knew that this could happen, and talk more about what tools they put in place to help us prevent this slide into tyranny. I will see you in chapter 2.